Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to ARK Survival Evolved. We are back again on this PvP world where we're solo, and as you guys can tell, I found the paint gun, or found the dyes. Start playing around with those. I think I'm looking pretty good. Pretty good. Got the green eyebrows is the funniest thing maybe. And then also the area here has been painted. So I've also built this this new top hat type structure. And I did a little bit different so I could get the doors in the side here. It's really warm apparently. That's why it looks kind of funny right now. But yeah, I think the doors kind of worked out. And this is mostly just dino storage. And I actually don't have anything in the top there yet. But just dino storage. This guy here, Samuel. Oh my. This guy is probably the most OP creature in the game. Actually, that's a complete lie because they're basically pointless. Because they don't have an attack. They do this this cool spitty poopy stuff thing. And I think it does knock players unconscious if you hit it right. I haven't been able to get anybody with it. I have flown around here a little bit trolling people, but haven't had any success with it. Also, I don't know if you guys can really notice, but he does have a top hat on his butt. It's kind of a top hat. It's not bad. Kind of proud of that. So yeah, this guy's pretty cool. I was actually in single player looking, and this guy does if I hit C, oh, you can't really see it. I'm sorry. He does this like rare back thing. It doesn't hit anything, but I think that might be with the classic flyer mod that he does that, because it doesn't seem to do that in just regular ARK, vanilla ARK. So, but I did find out that there's this weird thing that occasionally when you walk up to something, the second time you do that nearby, it will do like 50 damage to it. So, I was actually able to hatch, I got some junk wyvern eggs and hatched them out, and then I would beat them down till they were just about dead. And which sounds awful, but you know, it wasn't that gruesome really. And then I would unclaim them and then get this guy up close to him and do it twice, and like half the time it would work and half the time it wouldn't. And if it didn't work, then there was like no coming back from it. There was no way I could get him to do any damage on that wyvern anymore. So I think it's a glitch somewhere or something, but that's why I was able to get him leveled up. Oh, I got a hair in my mouth. Blah. Don't know where that came from, but yeah, we are back now. Also, guys, the TLC patch has dropped for ARK. The Phase 1 has dropped. And that's where this guy comes along. A brand new model for the direwolf, which is looking absolutely awesome. And he's fat. Is he fat? No, I'm fat. I'm sorry. Oh no. Oh, just a little too late there. This is the trials with living on these pillars, man. It's rough. Oh, I missed it. We'll be back up there one of these days. And I could use my climbing pick, but this is a little bit quicker. Okay, so we're back. So yeah, these guys are really cool. Another thing, and I think kind of the main thing I want to do in this episode, is I want to get a Procoptodon. Yes, the kangaroos are awesome now from what I've seen. I've played a little bit with them in a single player world, and they seem to be pretty cool. So what I want to do is get all my stuff together, which I think I should have about everything I need. And then I'm going to look up what the kibble is, and I will show this off. The AA, which is Automated ARK, I think is what it stands for. But I think it's just called AA. The cauldron here, you can actually make kibble, AA kibble, and all it takes is any generic dinosaur egg. So for instance, I have all them Kairuku. Is that how you say it? I think it's Kairuku. The penguins, I've got all those in that other building back there. So yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I can use their eggs that they lay, because they lay a lot of eggs, like as much or more than dodos, I would say. You could also have a bunch of dodos, and that would work fine too. But then, yeah, you just go in here, and then you just need the water, which this thing actually produces water by itself. And so it's actually feeding this tap right here, which is just super handy for any kind of crops and stuff. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to look up the kibble, and then we are going to go find a Procoptodon. Okay guys, we are back, and I did want to mention that I do have 2 of these dire wolves. This guy is kind of a darker but still really cool color, and this one down here, very light, actually white on the bottom, really cool looking dire wolf, very pretty actually. And this one, kind of the reason I got this is because I've leveled her up, and I've got almost 10k weight, which this is more than you can get on just an average server. So they do have the weight pumped a little bit on here. But then I've got this chainsaw. And I can actually run along through trees, and you get like crazy amounts of wood from a tree with a chainsaw. Since this is a 10-time server, I get like almost 2,000 wood per tree with the chainsaw. So it makes for a really quick way to get a bunch of wood really quick. And then I can pump it into the refining forge here, or the industrial forge rather, and make a whole bunch of charcoal because I need bullets. I've got, I think, all the turrets that I need around here, but I need lots more bullets. So I was looking it up, guys, and Procoptodons do not have a kibble, unless the wiki is lying to me, which is very possible. But they actually need mushrooms, and I don't have any mushrooms. Let's see if we can pull some. Let's do it this way. So if we do, is it rare mushrooms? I think it's raw mutton, rare mushrooms. There we go. And we do have rare mushrooms. So we'll just take all of those. So that means it'll probably take a little longer than if we had some kibble, but that should be all right. I'm gonna pump this into there, get a bunch more spark powder going, and then we're going to go, because Procoptodons, I think this is still a thing, you can actually pick them up with an Argent, which is pretty impressive because they're a pretty good sized creature. One thing I do need, and the reason I'm not going for that is because I think I might get into some turrets, because there's some people built up right down there, and there's also some people built up right down there, and I'll show you guys their bases in a little bit. But it's actually pretty impressive that I haven't gotten raided yet. Let's see, pro. I have a habit of, when I get drops and stuff, just kind of chucking it into a vault, and I generally don't see what kind of saddles I got and stuff. So let's go over to the other side and see if we got anything. But I'm actually quite impressed that I wasn't raided, because over the weekend, apparently several tribes moved in of people that there's an exploit right now where you can dupe with AA. So they were duping all kinds of metal and stuff, and apparently they were doing some other hackerish type things, and a lot of the bigger tribes on the server actually got wiped, and some of them actually left because of it, because it wasn't caught right away that they were actually cheating. So as you guys can see in here, if anybody does raid me, they're going to spend a lot of C4 getting through all these vaults. So not that they won't be able to get in here pretty easily, but I do have it set up here. I don't know how well this will work, but this is a wooden ceiling. So I'm thinking when they blow through here, the wooden ceiling's going to collapse, and those 2 vaults are going to drop down. Obviously, they can just come in through the top if they want to, but seems to work out pretty well. And then, of course, if they're like me, they're going to want to blow every one of these vaults open to see what's inside of it, and most of them have very little to nothing inside of them. So it's just kind of a a keepsake there. I do have plenty of hats, so that's good. So my hope is that they won't get every one of the vaults. So let's see. I don't think I have a Procoptodon saddle, which means that I need a smithy so that I can make one. And I don't think I have a smithy. On this guy here, I got him tamed up, and it is the Valentine's Day event right now. Let's see if we can gamma 3, just so you guys can see a little better. So it is the Valentine's Day event, so this guy is blood red, which is really cool. I think that's a pretty cool looking bird right there. Sadly, they don't work as well as I was hoping they would. So for instance, if I find a wild penguin out there, and a baby penguin, and munch it with this guy, I get like 300 and some cementing paste from it, or organic polymer, rather. But if I have one of the tamed penguins, there we go, I've got a smithicator. Let's just plop that there. If I use one of my tame penguins and hatch it out of the egg, and then you have to claim them and then unclaim them or it won't work. And, but if you do all that, then you still only get like 40 or 50 out of it. So the same as an adult penguin would give you. Saddles, that's what I'm looking for. PRO. Procoptodon saddle. So that's actually fairly expensive for a saddle, but I do have everything, which is good. At 150 pelt or hair or wool. So there we go. We've got that now, and I can pitch that in there because I don't need that much stone on me. And now we are going to fly off into the desert because let's see if we can actually get this drop. Okay, I think we can. They're built up right underneath this area here, and they've got quite a few turrets. And let's see here. Yeah, we can grab it. Hey, a little C4 in there. That's not bad. Let's fly up a little bit. That's a lot of noise for some reason. So yeah, there they are. I don't know about raiding these guys, but potentially. That's definitely a potential there. I need to get some kind of a soaking dinosaur because I don't have anything that can soak anything right now. And I know that in this recent patch that ARK did, they did nerf a lot of the soaking dinosaurs, so I'm not really sure what would be best to go with. Maybe whatever I have the best saddle for. But then these guys down here, Umbrella, they're fairly new, I think. They're just kind of getting built up. Like the big square building down there just started like a day or two ago. So, and they haven't, neither one of these guys have been aggressive towards me lately. But we're probably getting on to the end of the wipe here, because I know the admin is kind of itching to wipe the server because there was those tribes that were duping. But he said that we'll leave it for now and just kind of work off the honor system and hope nobody does any duping, because AA isn't patched yet for it anyways. But then, so we might not have AA in the next wipe, but it's all up in the air right now. And then these guys right here, Abbott, or A-Bit, however you want to say it, probably A-Bit. They've been building up pretty big. They were in that hill from the beginning of the wipe, but now they've built up down here and everything. They're not a huge tribe, but there's a couple people in there, I think. So yeah, I don't know. We might be, a few more weeks out from the next wipe, but I would like to get some raiding and PvP in before that happens. So I'm going to fly down here into the, I guess it would be the southwest, and see if we can find some Procoptodons, and hopefully we can find a decent pink or white one. I'd actually really like a white one, because with the Valentine's Day event, they've got some pretty cool colors out there right now. Alright guys, we are back, and we are down here in the southwest on these little islands that have a lot of the scorched earth creatures and such. And there is a lot of Procoptodons that spawn around here. However, someone with a Giga did just fly through, or just ran through the area, and I suppose he was on a meat run. And yeah, I think they cleaned most of them out, but hopefully they'll start respawning here in a little bit. But I was really tempted to try to take them out, because it would have been a pretty easy pick with my bird, or a fairly easy snipe. But I think no, it's not these guys. But they're built up right around here, I think. I think they're either over in there or over here. These guys are probably the alpha tribe, or at least pretty close, and they just leave these T-Rexes down here on wander, and aggressive, because they're buttholes, I guess. But, ooh, there's a Thylaco. Thylaco, only low 50 though. Yeah, I think it was this guy here. The Sharkfire Brotherhood. But yeah, so the main reason I didn't take him out, or try to at least, is because there was a Quetzal there. They're flying around, but I know those guys have got wyverns, and have got some serious wyverns. So I could have killed him probably, and maybe could have got his stuff, but I seriously doubt I would have made it off the island alive. Because the wyverns, especially with the flyer mod, or the classic flyer mod, they are fast. They are ridiculously fast, actually. And there's nothing that can keep up with them. So I would have never made it across the water before they caught up with me and finished me off. And now I did find a Procoptodon. Is that the guy? There was 145. Yes, that is him. Sadly, this guy is very bland looking though. He's just a regular old Procoptodon. I was really hoping for something kind of showy. I mean, look at that moth. It's absolutely crazy. It's a little wild, but it's pretty cool. And then there's also, that's another one there. I think, that might be just natural colors actually. But white is another color. I did find a Procoptodon that was red and white. So he had a white underbelly. And actually, like, everything was white except for the stripes on his back were red. And that looked really cool, but he was like level 20 or something. So it's going to be really hard to find one that's both a high level and looks really cool. So I think we might have to settle for this guy down here. There he is. And I did just craft up some bolas. And hopefully that guy with the Giga doesn't come back. Or we will be in bad shape. And also, I want to put my darts on. Yes, that's what I want to do. Okay, this guy shouldn't take a whole lot to knock out. And I take that back. He is pretty... I'm awful with bolas. He is pretty good looking. That white underbelly looks pretty cool. And these guys look a whole lot better than they used to. They did a really good job on this retexturing. So let's see. 106. It might take a few shots. 2 shots down. Let's hope them numbers aren't seen. That's one problem with having the hit markers come up. Oh, there he goes. Is that you can see that for other people too. And you can see him from a long ways off. So for instance, that Giga that was going around was doing 1800 damage. And I could see him from a long ways off doing that kind of damage. So yeah. So that's not terrible stats, I wouldn't say. The main thing I want this guy for is a transport mount. I'm thinking these might be one of the only land creatures that could actually get up on the pillars that I've got, that I'm living on right now. So I think if you jump right, you can actually get up there with these guys. So we're going to be trying that out in a little bit. Hopefully this guy will tame up before too long. I'm going to probably set up somewhere a little ways off and watch him with my sniper rifle, which is right there. And also this thing has 273 damage. So this thing is a beast. And I'm going to sit back and watch him. And if anybody gets too close, I might just plink them off. So yeah, guys, I'll be back once something interesting happens. Okay, guys, we are back at base, and check this guy out. Sorry, it's a little bit dark here. I don't know why this top of the hill here stays kind of dark. But anyways, the reason we are here is because I want to get this guy some levels pretty quickly. Because I want to at least beef him up a little bit before we go out. And the easiest way that I found to do that is to drop some fertilized wyvern eggs. So we're going to drop a couple of these. That's an 85. So that should be a decent level. I've got a bunch of S+ incubators up in the top there. And that seems to work far enough down here that it keeps them incubating down here. And that's why I do it right here instead of over there. Which I should put some incubators over there. But anyways. Now one thing I noticed is it seems like if you kill them now, you won't get any XP from it. I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't hold me to that. But it seems like it works better if I claim them and then unclaim them again. I don't know why exactly that would make a difference, but it seems to make a difference. So 76 isn't bad damage. Let's get this guy munched up. And boy, he's got a lot of health actually. for just a baby. I'm not sure. I think it's lagging a little bit right now. Yeah, I believe it's lagging. Okay, so he is gone, and we got 56,000 XP from that. So the way that it works on this server, you do get to level 200 levels, so it is quite a bit more than normal, but there's this gap. So it goes from, you get 20 levels by the time you get to like 20-some thousand XP, and then you don't get any more levels until you get to like 121,000 XP. So it's kind of getting across that first gap is kind of a pain sometimes. And also, I forgot to mention that I do have a wyvern now. Wow, the lag is terrible right now. It is absolutely terrible. The admin said that he was going to be working on something a little bit and it might cause some lag, so. But check this guy out. I mean, look at how fast this guy is. It's crazy. And I didn't even pump that much into his speed. I've got, well, 172%. But he is crazy fast. And he hits like a truck, and the main thing I wanted him for was weight. So I've got 10k weight on him, which isn't, you know, crazy, but it's pretty good. This is actually the first base that those guys that I showed you that live underneath the hill there built. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So let's land and see if we can attack something. Now wyverns they're kind of a pain in the butt when they get this fast. They really are. I mean, they're kind of a pain in the butt to begin with, but when they get this fast, they're just ridiculous. So if we look here, we hit him. I mean, over 1,000 for one hit. And of course, if he had stayed alive, he would have just kept doing 300 damage on that. So this guy is crazy good. But that is not what we're here for. We are here to check out the Procoptodon. So I'm going to stick this guy back down. Let's see if I can get him to land. I'm actually going to get this dropped first. I want to show you the same guys that I was just talking about that have that base set up. They have this really cool platform down here. I thought this was pretty neat. It's just a little wooden platform with some stone railings. You can go up here to a little tree sap. I mean, that is cool. I like that. So, let's see if we can get over here without getting eaten by piranhas or sniped or anything like that. Generally, it's fairly safe in this area, but not always. Just a whole bunch more useless junk that I don't need. I've got so many fur pieces, I really do not need any more, because I never wear fur, but, oh well, you can't, doesn't hurt to have it, I guess. It gives the people something to get excited for if they raid me. So I'm going to see if I can land this guy, which is quite a challenge. Got to slow down. I'm going to let off. There we go. That was beautiful. Okay. So now let's get back up to this Procoptodon. And I'm going to munch a few more baby wyverns. I've got 2 more eggs. They're not quite as good a level. And we're going to munch these guys real quick, and then I'll be right back. Oh my goodness, guys. Okay. We have fallen down. Let's do gamma 3 so you guys can see a little bit. But this guy kind of got away from me. But that is another thing that is really cool about Procoptodons. They take almost no fall damage. I mean, very little fall damage. Even from really high places. Okay, let's get that guy real quick. And now we've got the levels. So let's see how many we got here once it loads up. Oh, we did get the levels. We don't have quite enough. Okay, that's too bad. But we'll get some more in a little bit here. But let's see. What do I want to level with this guy? Thinking some health. Which he seems to do pretty well with the health. Let's do half into health and half into movement speed. So yeah, one point of time in movement speed. That's not too bad. Okay. There we go. Now let's do some running. The animations on these guys is way better than it used to be. I think at least. I think they look a lot better. Yeah. Okay, but the biggest thing with these guys is, or I would say the biggest thing, is now you can jump with them like you can the giant crab thing. So if you hold down the space bar, you get this little cursor, and then when you let go, then you jump. I mean, check that out. How cool is that? 2 jumps, and then I also noticed that if you're over jumping something, so for instance, if we aim up here and shoot, we're going to over jump this, but if I hit space again, it'll just set you down wherever you're at. So that is pretty cool. So you can actually, let's see if we can get up there with this guy. I mean, look at this. Oh, we just made it. That is crazy. There we go. And then we just hop on over to here. Oh, we're gonna, not quite make the top. But we can land right up here. That is cool. So this, you know, obviously without a flyer, you really can't do much on, whoop, I fell off. You really can't do much with this base location. But now, with this guy, I can actually get up and down pretty easily. And I also wanted to check out, can I run the chainsaw with this guy? I can. Now let's see if, oh yeah, look at that. So I might just pump this guy with weight, and then he can be my wood gathering dino. Use him as a utility dino. I wonder if I could. Oh yeah. I might just use this guy from now on. Just run around getting rocks and stuff. The rocks might be a little bit hard to hit. Yeah, I'm a little bit high for hitting rocks. That's kind of a shame. But oh well. So yeah, this guy's pretty cool. I'm quite impressed with these guys. I'm not sure if I can... I kind of doubt I can go that high. Oh, so close. So close. Yeah, and he does very little damage. Let's see if we can... Oh no. And now I wonder if I pump some more movement speed, if he'll be able to jump even farther. That seems like a likely scenario for me, but I'm not sure. But yeah, then and you can get pretty precise with these guys. Fairly precise. With a little practice, you probably could. But yeah, that is just awesome. These guys are really fast, just from the get-go. And they have decent weight too. So this guy has 847 weight to start with. That's nothing to wrinkle your nose about. And I think, yeah, they also gather berries. So that's pretty cool. So they can kind of feed themselves in that way. And also, the one last thing, they have this regular attack, which doesn't do all that much. Whoop. But then they have this kick attack now, where they go onto their hind leg, or onto their tail, and push off. And they do a lot of knockback with it. So for instance, I'd be getting killed pretty quickly right now if I was just going head to head with these guys. But where I'm able to kind of keep them at a distance, that makes these guys a lot more useful. That's pretty cool. Keep flinging them back. This would be really good for like PvP. If somebody's up on a cliff or something like that, you can just push them right off the cliff. That's pretty cool. And I think that's enough of that now. Now I think, let's see if we can hop up here. Oh, just about. Just not quite. Okay, so I'm going to try to get this guy back to home safely. We'll go up here on this rock for a lovely little scenic ending to the video. And I have changed my mind. This guy's pretty good looking. I was hoping for like a white and red one or pink or something like that. You know, something a little crazier, but this guy still looks really good. And I'm very pleased with that. I wonder, can you still get in the... and that is another thing. You can pick up baby dinosaurs and stuff and put them in the pouch. Let's board the pouch here. Okay, and we can't, oh man, you can't K mode in this. That's just a shame. But yeah, you can crawl into the pouch still. Don't know why you'd want to do that unless somebody else was moving you around, but maybe it's a good place to stay safe. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe if you're new to my channel, and I will see you guys next time.